Alright guys, we're going to work on lesson 49, the hardest problems. The homework starts on page 344. All the way up to number 5, these seem pretty easy. Make sure on number 5 you draw 3 circles because you have 2 whole circles and 3/4 of the next. But I am going to start on number 6. Page 344, and it's a number line problem. Oh, I can't get it to where you guys can see that. Let me see if I can do this. That's okay. Alright, to what mixed number and decimal is the arrow pointing? So we're between the number 1 and 2, so we know the whole number is going to be the number 1. And we're going to try to decide what they are counting by. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like they're counting by ones, not twos this time. So they're asking us to write this as a decimal and as a fraction. So the arrow is pointing to the 1, 2, 3, third line out of 10. So we know that would be 1 3/10. To what mixed number is the arrow pointing? 1 3/10. And I have also already given you the answer to what decimal number is the arrow pointing, because whenever we say the number 1 3/10, it is also equal to this, 1 3/10, which makes a lot of sense, because if we had $1.30, we have $1.03, and that is what it would look like if we were given change at Dairy Queen or something like that. On number 7, I'm just going to give you the time that the clock says. The clock says that she finished her homework at 8:35. At 8:35. And it didn't really say AM or PM. If she's doing homework, it's probably PM. Oh, yeah, it says last night. I'm sorry. All right, and she spent 2.5 hours on homework. So we have 35 minutes right now. I know that if I add 30 minutes, I'm going to go past the next hour. So if this was a 30, I would add 30 minutes and I would get to the hour 9, but it's 35, so I know I'm going to get to the hour 9 in 5 minutes. That's just by adding the 30 minutes. So now we have 9:05 p.m., and we're going to add 2 more hours. So 9, 10, 11:05 p.m. Okay, you need a ruler to do number 8. Make sure you shade 7/8 of it. If I was dividing a rectangle into 8 pieces, this is not measured, so please don't copy this. I'm just showing you how to divide into 8 pieces. I would divide it in half long ways and then draw 3 lines, and that is 8 pieces. That is how you would divide a rectangle into 8 pieces. The rest of this page looks pretty easy. Let me do number 10 for you, actually. Make sure that you use a fact family. This is addition and subtraction, though. We've been throwing in some multiplication and division. So I'm going to show you 1 4/10 plus 7/10 is equal to 2 1/10. I'm going to have to start writing smaller, aren't I? Alright, now we have 7/10 plus 1 4/10 equals 2 1/10. Now we subtract. 2 1/10 minus 7/10 equals 1 4/10. Even smaller now. 2 1/10 minus 1 4/10 equals 7/10. Please try to be neat whenever you write all that. Let's flip the page over. You guys know how to do problems like number 21, but it's been a while since we've done something like this. Remember, if you have a letter right next to a number like that, it means multiplication. 6 times something equals 30. When I write it like that, you're probably like, oh, I know what that is. So I'm not going to solve that for you. I want you to write the digit that makes that true on the line, or write n equals whatever you think that is. Okay. I'm going to go back a little bit. Number 19 is going to be an addition problem. You need to add to find that answer. It's the only one you need to add. Please don't add all of these. And number 26 says the radius is 3 feet. So think about the things that 3 feet is equal to. 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. They're asking about the diameter though. Which of the following is not the diameter? So 3 feet is the radius. So the diameter is equal to 6 feet. That is an option, so B is not correct. 6 feet is the same as 2 yards, which is the letter C, so that is not correct. And 2 yards, is that 36 inches or 72 inches? It is 72 inches, so A is the incorrect answer, which is the one we are looking for. Number 29 was a little tricky. It asked you about how many bones are in 2 hands plus 2 feet. And on page 346 it says the hand has 27 bones, but we have 2 hands, so make sure you write times 2. And the foot has 26 bones, so it's 26 times 2. And they want to know how many that is put together. So 7 times 2 is 14. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. So the first one is 54 bones. 6 times 2 is 12. 2 times 2 again is 4. Plus 1 is 5. So we have 54 and 52. They ask us about how many bones are in both hands. First, I like to find out how many is correct, and then I will estimate and see if they are close to each other. 4 plus 2 is 6. 5 and 5 is 106. Now, if I estimated, I would find 27. I would round it. 26. I would round it and then double it because we have 2 hands and 2 feet. So underline the 2. Look at the 7. That would round to be the number 30. Underline the 2, look at the 6, that would round to be 30 also. So if I multiply 30 times 2 twice, I get 60 and 60. If you add 60 and 60, you get 120. So 106 is the real answer. 120 is my estimated answer. Is your estimate reasonable? Did we get pretty close? The difference in 106 and 120 is 14, so we'll say yes. And then, is it reasonable? Why? I'm just going to say 120 minus 106 equals 14. And that's how we know it's reasonable, is because the difference is not that great. But whenever we are solving problems like this, I would really rather you just find the exact answer, but the book asks you to estimate. So that's what we did. All right, if you have any questions, please let me know and do your best.